Yay, my husband's back! End of story! No more heartbreak! Everything's fine! I said everything's fine!
I'm your husband. Right.
Why you gotta say it like that, sir? This music. Oh, I can't get started because this music's too good. Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. I am Espoir Duvid, and today I want to play a game that's by fellow visual novel YouTuber Hello Yinny. So join me as we play the demo for... He's Just Away. How do you go on when you lose someone you love? Everyone says that the pain will lessen, that it will gradually fade away, leaving only shallow scars that ache with phantom memories. But for me, letting myself forget feels like a betrayal. This agonizing pain is all the love I have for them, all I have left of them. So, if it fades, it means I love them less, right? I'd be letting them fade, and that would be horrible of me, would it not? Yinny, I'm 1 minute into this game, I'm already gonna cry! Your fingers skim the keyboard, deftly typing line after line. You've been working on this for months, barely breaking to eat or sleep. Heck, you've barely spoken to your friends. Maki often video calls to check in, but to be honest, it gets harder and harder to hold conversations. You're tired of seeing her worried and disappointed eyes. You lean back in your chair, rubbing your eyes tiredly before stretching your arms up to elongate your spine. A series of pops sound and you wince. You never did like the sound of crunching bone. Usually you'd tell Seto off for cracking his knuckles. Slumping forward again, your fingers resume ghosting over the keyboard. The soft click-clacking and the hum of your computer are sounds you've long grown accustomed to find comforting in the dead of night. But it's late, even for you. You're tired, and you keep making mistakes in your code, leaving you to tediously correct yourself. Hey, if you miss so much as a space, an indent, or a semicolon, your whole thing goes to crap. It's slowing down your progress. But you need this done. You don't think you can last another day without him. It's been so quiet, so cold. You miss him so much. An hour passes, and you feel the weight on your shoulders gradually lift as you reach the end. Finally, after months of sleepless nights, awful coping habits fueled by caffeine and whatever medication the Ascension Tech psychiatrist prescribed, you'll see him again. Uh-oh. Just one more line of code. As you type the last symbols into the interface, you click the buttons to finalize an export. Your screen flashes. Code complete. Initialize project Heaven? The screen flickers with glowing blue buttons. Your hand strokes as you glide the cursor over the Yes button. I feel that you should challenge the ethics of this decision. This is it. Just one click, and it'll be like he never left. Blinking, your hand stills. An unpleasant feeling lurches from your gut, piercing into your heart. You shake your head furiously. Denial? No. Anger. What am I saying? He's just away. That's all. This is temporary. He'll understand. You click the mouse and watch as your loading bar disappears. Uploading data to Project Seto. 12%. The lights flicker as you follow the cables, a tangled spaghetti-like mess connecting your computer to a humanoid lying on a metal surgical table. Seto. Your fingers trace the synthetic skin on his face, running down to gently rest where his heart is. The artificial construct pulses softly, a metallic imitation of life. It remains a temporary placeholder for you to spill your endless love into, and you decide that's good enough. For now. 36%. Squinting, you take in the details of the synthetic's face. Long lashes, long silky hair, high cheekbones, and even the scar over his left eye. Everything is as it was. Nothing is different. Because nothing is different. Oh. Wow, Maki outdid herself with this synthetic. He looks just like him. 37%. Your heart skips a beat. And for a split second, the motionless android is merely sleeping. Furiously, you shake the laps of thought loose. This isn't him. The real Seto will be back soon. He's dead. You chuckle softly, eyes flickering to the Polaroid taped to the wall with a cat sticker. I can't wait to see him. He'll probably be weirded out by his android double, but he'll laugh about it. Okay, so I'm not projecting my feelings onto an android, or am I? He always finds the positive in any situation. Anxiety washes over you in unforgiving waves. Would Seto really laugh at this, though? Part of you felt like you were betraying his trust. You might have taken it too far this time. It doesn't matter. He's dead. No, he'll understand. We've never been apart this long. He'll understand. You don't know who you're trying to convince. It's been so long, and you miss him so much. Looking at the clock, you frown. You weren't a fan of working till almost 5 a.m. every night. It's late. Seto would have scolded me for this. A soft smile spreads across your lips as you remember those late nights, sneaking into bed quietly after working until the wee hours of the morning, and Seto would catch you every time without fail. He would sit up in bed, frowning cutely. His long hair would be rumpled and falling out of his bun.
Starlight.
Well. Look who's finally decided to show up, he would murmur sleepily, crossing his arms and mustering a tired pretend frown. A sheepish grin and a soft kiss from you were all it took, and his facade would melt away as he gathered you into his arms. The smell of clean laundry and the scent of his jasmine shampoo would calm you down as he kissed your forehead. He would always sigh, his breath hot against your temple, whispering how you worked too hard and deserved a break, but also how he loved your passion for your work. And in return, you'd always say that you wouldn't be so passionate if it weren't for him. 18 years together, middle school sweethearts. Yet, it would never fail to make him blush. Sleep, he'd always say, as he would bury his face into your neck to hide his flushed cheeks. Tomorrow's another advent. You slam your hand on the table. Yinny. When I catch you, Yinny, you owe me a box of tissues, Yinny! I need to focus. You look back at the screen next to the android. The number has barely changed. Sighing, you turn your attention to your email. The inbox is nothing but copious emails from your superiors back at Ascension Tech. Hey, you're not using work materials for a secret project, for a secret delusional project, are you? You scan the subject titles one by one. Progress update request, Heaven AI chip. One-on-one meeting request, Hajime Michimiya. Funding discussion, Heaven AI project. Did we go over budget? Progress update request? I guess it's going well. Hello, Espoir. I spoke to the shareholders on the Heaven project this morning, and they requested an update on your research. While they are sympathetic to your loss, it has been a couple of months. Hey, it takes me a while to make replicas of my loved ones through the tears. They have been patient so far with your request to work in your home lab, but have been concerned with the radio silence from you. Your initial proposal was backed generously to allow you to continue your research into lifelike AI humanoid creation, your area of expertise. Please do not forget what is at stake here, and how hard we fought for this chance. Regards, Hajime. Oh, okay. Oh, no. One-on-one meeting request. Ooh. Espoir, I'm Gulp. I am still waiting to receive an updated report on the Heaven Project. If typing up a whole new report is too much right now, then let's chat over video call and catch up instead. I've sent a meeting request to a free slot in your calendar. Please be present. Regards, Hajime. Hajime's getting on my tail. Funding discussion? Uh-oh. Espoir. Unfortunately, I cannot abate the concerns of all the investors anymore. Some have withdrawn their money, as you haven't delivered on several milestones, nor updated anyone for a long while. I'm still mourning, dudes. I'm in the delusional stage. Attached is your new funding budget sheet, detailing the changes and suggestions on what to cut back on. Please reach out at your earliest convenience to discuss this. Regards, Hajime. Hajime's gonna get on my tail. Massaging your temple, you heave a heavy sigh. You know it's not right to ignore Hajime and the investors regarding Project Heaven. Especially when their money is what makes the very android lying motionless on your table possible. I'll reply soon. After Seto initializes, I can show them. Then they can see that Heaven is still worth investing in. Anyway, it's late. I should get some sleep. Maybe stop talking to myself. One last time, you're pulled towards the motionless android on the table. Your gaze lingers along the wires connecting to his head. What should you do? Kiss him? Don't kiss him. I'm gonna not kiss him. I'm gonna try to retain some of my sanity and my tears. You stare at the synthetic for a few seconds, a strange feeling clawing into your heart. Brushing it off as nervousness, you leave the lab, heading towards your bedroom.
I'm sorry. He's dead.
Listen, I was just feeling better. Is he dead? Is he actually dead? Espoir, I'm sorry. They couldn't find him. The wreckage was near unsalvageable. Keep looking. Espoir. Maki jumps as you slam your hand against the wall. He's not dead. You brace yourself against the wall, clutching your left hand to your chest, fingers gripping your wedding band tight. He's not dead. He wouldn't leave me. Please. He'll be back. You trudge to yours and Seto's bedroom, shutting the door quietly. The moonlight spills into the room, along with the neon brights of the cityscape. That's one of the big reasons you and Seto chose to move here. He always loved the lights. Seeing them is just proof of what we'll all overcome. Nothing ever gets you down, does it? The bathroom door slides open with a soft hiss, and you start getting ready for bed. You splash some water on your face, the cold droplets running down your neck. You then stare into the mirror, acutely aware of the dark circles framing your eyes. The rest of your skin is even looking a little dull, no doubt a result of all the stress and sleepless nights. Reaching for the drawer, you slide it open and grab a bottle of pills. Tipping 2 out into your hand, you swallow them both, washing it down with water from the tap in front of you. Ascension Tech's in-house psychiatrist claims they would help you sleep. But to be honest, you haven't felt a single benefit from them at all. You drag yourself to bed, lifting up the covers and sliding in, leaving plenty of room on Seto's side of the bed. You grab your phone, deciding to flick through a couple of videos on social media. Cat video, another cat video, a review of a nearby restaurant. You sigh and navigate to your messages, tapping once to open the inbox. You have a few voicemails. Oh boy. Maki. Voice message from Hajime.
Hey, just checking in, as always, Give me a call sometime. I'll take you to that ramen place you like. My treat.
Maki. Caring, as always. I should call her soon. Voice message from Masato?
Oh yeah, how are you? I haven't heard from you lately. Hope you're sleeping and eating, or whatever. Just call me. Don't be stupid.
Masato, you know stupid is my middle name. Your heart clenches. Masato, Seto's younger brother. He must be having an awful time, too, with Seto missing. Missing. Yinny, when I catch you. But then I love it. I love when games make me feel. I love when games break my heart into pieces. I'm gonna cry, but I'm gonna enjoy it. What does Hajime have to say? Don't yell at me.
I need you to call me when you get this. Or at the very least, check your emails. I hope you're well. I mean that.
Hajime's voice is really nice. You wince, making a mental note to check in with Hajime as soon as you can. Oh, all right. You drag your thumb, scrolling down the screen. Your fingers are shaky as you tap the button. Seto's last words to you fill the room.
Hey, Starlight. I'm staying late at the lab today, so, don't wait up, alright? I love you. See you in the morning.
Straightening an arm out, you rest your hand on his pillow. It's cold. Your heart clenches painfully. You shake Seto awake, fingers trembling, while you attempt to poorly hide your sniffles.
Starlight.
Your beloved husband stirs, rolling over and murmuring a muffled, "What's happening?" As his eyes adjust to the darkness, he realizes that you're not okay at all. He bolts upright, flicking on the lamp and reaching for his glasses on the bedside table.
Hey.
Starlight, what's wrong? Are you hurt? I had that nightmare again. Seto's eyes soften as he lays back down, opening his arms for you to curl up against his chest. I'm sorry for waking you.
Starlight.
I'd only be annoyed if you didn't wake me. But you have work tomorrow. You'll be tired. I should have just... Your protest ends in a muffled oomph as you realize Seto has pressed his lips against yours. He pulls away, grinning triumphantly, while you glare at him, trying not to laugh. What is one night of good sleep if tomorrow's reality is finding out that my lovely spouse has suffered alone? You humph slightly and snuggle in closer, your head resting on his chest as his fingers gently card through your hair. Was it the same nightmare? Yeah, it's always the same.
Hey.
The one where you lose me? Yeah, exactly. This whole game is just a dream, right? Don't even say it. Saying it won't make it real, Starlight. I don't have superpowers, and if I did, I'd manifest something much better than me dying. You slap his chest playfully, laughing softly as your husband goes into detail about how he would bring his favorite fantasy world to life just for a day. He reaches a hand up to intertwine his fingers with yours.
Starlight. You won't lose me.
You promise? Of course. I'm invincible. Plus, who would get the cockroaches for you and toss them over the balcony? I can't have you dealing with that on your own. The gods already know that you'd move out first rather than arm yourself with some bug spray. Shut up. He laughs and kisses your forehead. You smile up at him, basking in his adoring gaze. I do feel a lot better, though. Thank you, Seto. He sighs dramatically. Ah, I gave you a cute nickname like Starlight, and I get plain old Seto. You know I'm bad at nicknames. Humor me anyway. He chuckles and moves to brush a strand of hair out of your face. You think hard, trying to come up with something for your dear husband. You come up with, asteroid? Oh, come on, you can do better than that. Uranus.
Huh?
I mean, actually, Uranus is pretty cool. Dang it. I didn't mean it like that. I mean, Uranus is a very cool planet. Oh my god. Hey, I said I was bad. Yeah, as cool as Uranus is, I don't think that would really make a very good nickname in public. Yo, Uranus! Trying to laugh so that I stop crying. Why is it butt-themed? Because you have a nice butt. This is all I am to you, huh? Just a piece of meat? I am going to objectify my husband. He pretends to glare, but you can see the corners of his mouth twitch. Yeah, now bring your asteroid into orbit over here. Ha! 'Cause it's big. You gesture for him to crawl on top of you as he stares at you incredulously.
Hey.
Please don't tell me this is how you're going to initiate sex from now on. This is the captain to Star Command. I have sights on a large shuttle about to enter the atmosphere. You squeal as Seto climbs on top of you and puts his hand over your mouth. All right. Enough of that. You playfully try to bat him away, but he pins your wrist down to the bed, hovering over you. You both fall silent, looking into one another's eyes. The romantic staring contest continues until you break first, your face flushing as you turn your head to the side. In response, he lowers one hand, using the remaining to grasp both of your wrists tight, still pressing them against the bed. He grips your chin with the other hand and makes you look at him. You shut your eyes.
Starlight.
Hey, look at me. You keep your eyes shut, embarrassed. Please? Slowly, you peek. Your face burns incredibly hot. He stares at you in reverence.
Fuck. I love you.
And then he crashes his lips to yours. Your fingers crawl into the pillow as tears threaten to spill. Where did you go? You said you wouldn't leave me. The swelling loneliness in your heart is painful, filling your chest up so fast that it feels like you're drowning. And then it spills. You sob into the blankets, chest heaving as the sinking feeling grows. As you cry, the neon lights of the cityscape continue to shine. Cars continue to drive the streets below. Friends continue to stumble home after a late night out. Your eyes close, and life as you know it goes on, without him by your side.
You don't have to cry anymore. I'm back.
Nani? You sit up, hand flying to cover your mouth. Your chest hurts as your breathing is strained. Your pulse is pounding in your ears as you rub your face furiously, wiping the remains of tear streaks off your face. Again, that dream. They need to find him soon. I can't keep dreaming of this. I barely get any sleep these days. Slumping back into bed, you cover your eyes with the back of your hand. You attempt to even out your heaving breaths, but you know it's a poor attempt. The sunlight streaming through the window is warm and bright. You use the remote to shut the blinds. Staring despondently at the ceiling, you move to try and reach for your phone. Huh? Dread grips your spine as you distinctly hear sounds coming from the kitchen. Is someone visiting? Maki, maybe? Maki's never done this, though. She would have called. Anxiety settles in your stomach like cold sludge. There's no way you can stay here, so you quietly shift the covers off and slowly place your feet onto the floor. You grasp your phone, considering calling someone for help just in case. Why are you not grabbing the machete that you keep by your bed? But you don't know who you can call anymore. Despite your best effort, your footsteps feel heavy. You feel the panel on the side of your bedroom door slide open with a hiss, making you wince. You don't want to alert the potential intruder. As you pad into the hallway, getting closer to the kitchen, you start to hear a voice humming a soft tune. Who is that? The surging panic in your chest goes haywire as you rack your brain for whom it may be. No one would visit me, so who... Then you remembered the android Seto, lying in your lab. Vulnerable. Revealed. What if someone's here to take him? You burst into your kitchen, footsteps purposeful and heavy. But then, you freeze. Because standing in the kitchen... with the same smile on his face as always. Hair tied up into a high ponytail, using his favorite spatula and humming his favorite tune like it was an ordinary day, is your husband.
Hello, Moonlight.
Hey! I are not moonlight, I are starlight. Ah, hello. You stare in disbelief, unmoving, frozen. You've dreamt of this moment, but now that it's happening, you find yourself paralyzed, unable to say a word as tears well in your eyes. Seto frowns and sets down the spatula. He returns to you, his expression layering with concern as he looks over your face.
Moonlight, are you alright?
His hand finds its way to your forehead, checking to see if you're unwell, something he always did. But his hand feels... off. Daisy Bud. Daisy Bud. I'm trying to cope with the delusion that my husband is still alive. And I can hear you meow meow meowing. What would you like, Buttercup? You're not Seto? Seto cocks his head to the side, a familiar gesture of confusion. He withdraws back, but only enough to take both of your hands with his instead.
Oh,
Of course I'm your Seto.
is that not what you named me?
Does his voice sound a little different, too? The android, the surge of disappointment nearly takes you... Ma'am! Daisy, come on, baby. Baby girl. What do you have to say for yourself? Miss. Come here, baby. It's Boo-Boo. What do you want? No. You want attention? No. You want attention. You got it. You got it, ma'am. No, don't try to run away. No, I got you now. We're gonna do this together. Nope. You messed up. You trusted me. Miss baby. Daisy, why for do you crawl upon my desk? It's a very small desk. The android, the surge of disappointment nearly takes you off your feet. You sway a little. The android's hands on yours is the only force keeping you upright. Seto continues to look at you, the frown deepening between his brows.
Moonlight, did you work too late again?
You grit your teeth and shake your head. Of course, it's the android. You just thought it's your husband because, oh, I don't know, you made him in every aspect to look like your husband. Wait, how did you awaken? I didn't initialize you.
You didn't need to, Moonlight. I just opened my eyes and found my way to you.
Aw.
I needed to check on you last night. I heard you crying.
Aww. He murmurs, worriedly, his hand stroking your cheek. It's not the same. You're not used to how his touch feels. But that's not possible. Or am I still dreaming? You're confused, brows furrowing. Something isn't right. Androids should not be able to initialize their final awakening by themselves, even with advanced AI chips. The creator always has to perform the final authorization, which also allows for the placement of shackling parameters. Oh yeah, that's kind of important. Maybe the Heaven AI is different. After all, I developed it so we could create something lifelike. Your focus returns as Seto tilts your head up.
Oh, Moonlight.
Does it matter? I'm back now.
Yay, my husband's back. End of story. No more heartbreak. Everything's fine. I said everything's fine. Those eyes, the same bright eyes that crinkle as he smiles.
I'm right here.
A gentle smile spreads across his lips, his eyes looking at you with adoration and possessiveness. Oh no.
No kiss for your husband?
He strokes your hair gently, and you flinch, reflectively taking a step back. Seto's eyes widen in surprise. His hand retracts and falls back to his side. His face slides into careful neutrality. You don't think this is a little bit weird? But then again, if he has all the memories and mannerisms of my husband, he would think he is my husband. You fold your arms across your chest, unable to withstand the familiarity of his gaze. Why do I feel so guilty? Let's make one thing clear. You're not the real Seto, or you're your own person. I think this is a bit harsh. But yeah, you're your own dude. If you don't like me, you don't gotta stay with me. I would very much appreciate it if you did, but you're your own person.
You're too kind, but I am made to keep you happy. I don't need to be my own person. I'm yours.
The words sound good, but sit unpleasantly in your ears. It makes your stomach churn. You shake your head, guilt sinking into the pit of your stomach. What am I doing? He's newly awakened. We haven't even run diagnostics yet. I'm sorry, Seto. I can still call him Seto, right? You didn't do anything wrong. Seto smiles nicely and happily, as if I did not offend him.
It's quite all right. I'm sorry I startled you. I assume you don't get androids who awaken by themselves very often.
You shake your head. Try never. It's kind of spooky. Awakening is a delicate procedure. It's meant to be the final step before realization for an AI. It consists of several intricate steps to ensure that the artificial brain, heart, nervous systems, and logical processes work. It also allows the creator to place the proper shackling mechanisms on the system. You know, the rules of robotics and all that. Like, hey, maybe don't go around killing folks. After all, an unshackled AI could be disastrous. A soft chuckle snaps you out of your daydream, and you watch Seto lean over, bending down to your eye level.
Well, I must be special then.
I've never had anyone do something so stupid to win my affections. Around and around you go, trying to catch every single nanobot currently buzzing and darting about like a cacophony of sentient jelly beans. But how can you stay mad when his very laugh could part the clouds of doubt from your mind, just like that?
Well, I must be special then, hey?
He said the thing that my husband said.
Why do you stand where he stood?
I suppose you are. You swallow thickly before peering past Seto and towards the stove. He had turned the heat too low before coming to talk to you, so whatever is in the pot is slowly simmering. And smelling really good. You couldn't remember the last time you had a home-cooked meal. These days, it's all about frozen rations, straight from the Ascension Tech employee supplies, supplement pills, Tetra-packed vegetables, and meat. Not the best, but it did the job. Seeing your curiosity, Seto turns back to the stove, stirring the pot.
I made you some rice porridge with egg, wonton crisps, and spring onions.
Ooh.
It's your favorite.
You nod slowly. The comforting smell wafts through the kitchen, forcefully dragging memories that you missed dearly to the front of your mind. You force them down. He carefully ladles a bowl for you, topping the delicious-looking porridge with a smattering of spring onion oil and a handful of crunchy, deep-fried wonton pieces. Oh no, my mouth is watering. I've never tried that before, but it sounds delicious. Placing the bowl on the table, he pulls the chair out, gesturing for you to sit.
Come, Moonlight. It's no use starting the day on an empty stomach.
But he's not calling me Starlight, he's calling me Moonlight, which is a really cute name, but it's not the one he used to call me.
You obey, and he pushes the chair in, bending down to softly kiss you on the cheek. Your face flushes. He chuckles, running his fingers through your hair before his hand settles on the back of your neck.
Why are you blushing? I'm your husband.
His fingers softly stroke at your nape. Yes and no, you argue within yourself. You did program him with these memories, but technically yes, but also no.
Oh.
Seto's smile remains unchanged, but his eyes take on a frosty demeanor.
I'm not trying to fall in the Delulu hole too quickly.
I'm afraid I don't understand.
He sits down across from you, crossing one leg over the other while his eyes continue to bore into you, staring into you like he knew the reason, as if he could see through you and into your soul. But he just wanted to hear you admit it, wanted you to explain your guilt. It's just that there's Seto, and then there's you.
Go on.
You swallow. There's no nice way you can say this. You're...
A placeholder.
You drop your spoon. That's not what I meant.
But that's exactly what you meant.
Yeah. He cocks his head, his eyes blank as the lens inside the artificial iris shift.
Don't be scared. Spouses should be honest with each other now.
You nod stiffly. You're right. They should be. His eyes soften.
Oh no, but he's the prototype of the thing, and even if I get close to him, the company and the shareholders are going to take him away from me.
Good. I'm glad you agree.
I'm sorry.
There's no need. You gave me your honesty. It's all I could ask for.
His smile is cold. It doesn't reach his eyes. He reaches over, picks up your dropped spoon, and hands it to you.
Now eat up, Moonlight. You'll need all your strength, won't you?
You dip your spoon into the steaming congee, bringing up a spoonful to your mouth. You blow on it softly before eating the rice porridge.
Rice porridge?
It tastes exactly how he used to make it. You look down and notice that he even used your favorite spoon and bowl. It just tastes better in that bowl with that spoon. Your laugh sends Seto shaking his head while he ladles steaming congee into your bowl. A soft chuckle emanates from his widening smile.
Starlight.
I think that it's the perfect example of a placebo effect.
Yeah. You puff your cheeks up. Nuh-uh. You stick your tongue out at him, and he laughs, setting the bowl in front of you with your spoon. Seto takes a seat across from you, with his own bowl.
Hey.
And does my darling spouse want a way to prove her hypothesis?
His eyes are amused and full of affection as he teases you. You hold a spoon of your congee up to his lips, urging him to eat it. Say, "Ah, my darling husband."
Huh?
His cheeks flush as he parts his lips, letting you feed him the congee. Now swallow. Seto swallows the congee, humming. Good boy. His eyes widen, and he nearly chokes.
You can't. This early in the morning.
You giggle.
You...
But it tasted better, right? You put a spoonful in your mouth, savoring the flavor and comfort of the warm rice porridge. Seto regains his composure, walking over to your side of the table and bending down to your eye level with a playful smirk on his face.
It did, but...
His hand finds its way to the back of your head, pulling you closer.
We should test more than one variable for the sake of a fair experiment, right?
You squeak as he presses his mouth to yours, tongue running over your lips. You gasp and part your lips, allowing his tongue to push inside, pressing against yours as your eyes slide shut. Your fingers grip the front of his shirt as he stands, pulling you with him and holding you close.
Not enough.
Oh no, my husband! He growls and pulls you even closer, your arms winding around his shoulders as you continue to kiss fervently. After a couple of minutes, he pulls apart from you, a trail of saliva connecting your lips. He hums, taking into account your flushed cheeks and wide eyes.
You're right.
A smirk dances on his lips.
I guess it does taste better, eating it from something special.
He winks and goes back to his bowl. Ah! You stare down at your bowl, willing the memories away. You bring another spoonful to your mouth.
Good?
Yeah, it's just how I like it.
I'm glad. You've had such a tough time. I just want you to be happy.
His hand reaches across the table, grabbing the other that isn't occupied by a spoon. He gently strokes your hand as guilt spikes up within you. He's really trying. I should be kinder to him. You smile at him. Thank you, Seto. This was really nice.
Of course, Moonlight. Anything you want.
After you finish breakfast, Seto gathers the dishes and begins washing up. You follow him to the kitchen, hoping to grab yourself a drink before starting the day. He looks just like him. You lean against the counter, watching him. The android busies himself with cleaning, drying the bowls and utensils, wiping down the countertop before placing the leftover porridge into a container to store in the fridge. Even his movements remind you of your husband. It's almost frightening. As you wait for Seto to finish cleaning, the thought of his self-awakening drifts back into your mind.
Yeah, that is kind of a mild case of severe, worry.
Something like that really shouldn't be possible. I should run diagnostics and check all his systems are properly connected. You think back to his earlier responses to you. Some of it was out of character, outside of the bounds. You need to fine-tune some of his parameters, make sure his AI is properly shackled. Seto, could you come with me after you're done? Seto finishes up the last plate, placing it into the drying rack and wiping his hands with a tea towel.
Where are we going, Moonlight?
You gesture towards the lab. He stares at the door blankly.
Why are we going back to where I woke up?
The change in his demeanor is so subtle that you almost miss it. His voice is stiff. You can see him eye the door to the lab warily. I'm still a little worried that you may have hurt yourself when you awoke on your own. It's not a thing that I've ever seen happen. Let me check over you? Seto's brow furrows. He then pats his face and chest and stretches.
But I feel fine.
His voice is deadpan and uncooperative. He steps closer, smiling gently, cocking his head to the side as he plays with the collar on your shirt.
I don't think we need to do that.
Uh-oh. In some ways, he's very different from my Seto. I know, but the issue may very well be internal. Please, it'll make me worry less.
Can we not do this tomorrow?
You know you shouldn't say this, but you can't help but feel as if it would work. You don't want me to worry, right? His eyes widen, and you immediately feel guilty. You definitely shouldn't have said that. Uh-oh.
Right. You're right.
He sighs and follows you into the lab, his footsteps slow, dragging behind. You enter the code on the keypad next to the lab door. A soft blip sounds, followed by a hiss as the door slides open. Stepping inside, the lights flicker on automatically, illuminating the large laboratory and office space that you've spent far too much time in. Looking behind you, you notice Seto has his arms crossed, his fingers playing with the sleeve near his bicep nervously.
I don't like it in here.
But it's just another room in the apartment.
I woke up here without you. I was unaware and without purpose until I stepped outside this room. So, I hope you'll understand why I don't particularly want to come back here.
You take his hands into your own, softly stroking them. Guilt is filling your throat, making it hard to speak. It'll be all right. I'm here. I promise you'll be safe. He nods, and you smile, guiding him by the hand over to the examination table. Sit here for me. He grimaces and sits on the metal lab table, bringing a foot up to rest on the edge while his chin leans into his knee. You force yourself to pat his head, the gesture feeling forced and awkward, before holding his hand again. He laces his fingers with yours, thumb gently stroking the back of your hand. Seto, I know you're nervous, but these tests are important. I need to make sure you're set up properly. You rest your other hand on his, reassuringly, and he peeks up at you with seemingly nervous eyes.
Oh.
What sort of tests?
Well, first we need to check your processing function to see if anything failed to initialize during your awakening. He hums and nods in understanding. He seems okay with this. Then we'll need to assess your motor functions, such as strength and reflexes. Seto lets out a low chuckle. You look at him in confusion. He slides off the examination table, closing the gap between you two. Hey! You instinctively back up against the console as he cages his arms around you, his leg coming forward to invade the space between your own.
Surely there is a better way to test my reflexes, no? My darling Moonlight.
Stop! I'm trying to be a scientist.
You choke. Your cheeks go aflame, while a soft smile remains on his lips. Seto, get back to the examination table. He laughs as you look away. Well, at least he isn't nervous anymore.
My darling love, so bashful, even though we've been together since, when, middle school?
More like since half an hour ago.
You bite your tongue. Recalling the strange behavior during breakfast, you decide to not remind him that it's you and your husband, Seto, who would have been together. Not this android. Maybe this is something I need to correct in the code. Your smile, however, delayed in response, pleases him. He beams, eyes creasing into gorgeous crescents. Turning around quickly, you cough and grab several electrodes, walking towards him and gesturing back to the examination table. Please? He hums pleasantly.
You're cute when you say please.
Stop!
You turn your head away, and he sits, albeit reluctantly, and you affix the electrodes to his forehead and neck. All right, I'm going to open your diagnostics port. You ready?
Oh.
He frowns again, earlier bravado slipping away while he resigns himself to the examination. Seto sits back down on the examination table, his right hand nervously gripping the side of the steel surface. Why are you so nervous?
As ready as I'll ever be.
Running your finger along the back of his neck, you find the seam and press your fingerprint to the hidden biometric reader. Oh, cool. You hold it against the synthetic flesh for a few moments until a blip and a soft hiss sounds as the back of his neck separates left and right into two halves, revealing a port. You look down and see Seto gripping the edge of the examination table even tighter, hands trembling. Aw, does it hurt? Are you all right?
Of course.
His voice is forcibly steady, but the shield of bravery has cracks and a whisper of anxiety slips past his defenses. You lay a reassuring hand on his shoulder, and he latches onto that hand like a lifeline. Stroking your thumb across the back of his hand, you try to comfort him. He looks back at you, smiling stiffly.
I'm afraid your husband isn't the bravest.
I'll try and be quick, okay? He nods and swallows thickly, letting you resume your examination. He tightly grips the side of the table once again. You grab the transfer cable and hold up the end to the port. This will be over soon. With a deep breath, you plug the end into the port, turning it once to lock it in place. Seto makes a rattling gasp, an unpleasant sound. His body stiffens. He doubles over slightly, hand covering his mouth, while the other tightens its hold on yours. Does that hurt? Do you need a minute? You try to gently soothe him by running your thumb back and forth along his hand. You're unsure if the attempt at reassurance reaches him. Your brow furrows in concern. His reaction is so intense. That's nowhere near what you expected. So lifelike.
No, Moonlight, I'm alright.
As Seto acclimates to the transfer cable, you bring up his diagnostics panel on the console. Your eyes scan over his parameter settings and data. Let's see what's going on here. Tapping into the correct panel, you bring up his artificial nervous system and processor. Your eyes widen. His processing power is uncanny. Strings of events are being logged at an incredibly fast speed, denoting his thought and bodily processes.
What? Is he doing the thing too good?
I've never seen anything like this before. It's so human, isn't it? The panel in front of you is telling you that nothing is wrong. Absolutely nothing is a cause for concern. Aside from his incredible brain power and practically lifelike capabilities, there really isn't anything to worry about. It does nothing to assuage the gnawing worry in the pit of your stomach. I should make sure the AI shackles are in place. You click over to the second screen on your console, typing in your access code to isolate the panel showing his processor. Placing the AI shackles on Seto would mean that if anything does happen, you would still have a way out. A kill switch. The thought of it makes you feel uneasy. I don't want to kill him, though. I would never.
Why do I have the sinking feeling that when the full version of this comes out, I'm gonna have that choice?
Seto clears his throat, breaking you out of your trance. Your head whips up, your gaze meeting his honey-colored eyes. He leans back on his hands, crossing his long legs and shifting to face you at the console panel.
So, tell me, Doctor.
He says jokingly, cocking his head slightly.
Am I going to die?
Why are you gonna say it like that?
You freeze as your heart rate spikes. A sharp, cold pain shoots through your body. This Seto continues to sit there, unaware of his words splintering your carefully placed walls. What? Seto, still seemingly ignorant of your reaction, chuckles. Sweat prickles at the back of your neck. Your hands move off the keyboard and grab your clipboard, attempting to ground yourself.
Count all the squares in the room right now. Point and name all the things that are the color red.
You breathe. In. Out. In. Out. In, out. In, out. In, out.
In, out. In, out. You gotta breathe. Hold it. And then and breathe out all the air in your lungs. At least that's what helps me.
You can't breathe.
Espoir. Moonlight.
A touch snaps you back to reality. Your palms are clammy, and you realize you're gripping your clipboard too tightly. Seto is closer now, bent over you as concern mars his features. His hand is on your shoulder, and he shakes you lightly, but...
Moonlight, what's wrong?
His expression doesn't quite match his eyes. Fine. I'm fine. Seto breathes out a soft sigh.
Moonlight, you're crying.
You reach up to touch your face, finding that tears are trailing down your cheeks. When did I...
How about we rain check on these diagnostics? It'll do you well to get some rest.
No, these are important. I'm sorry, Seto. I'm okay now. His hand finds its way to your forehead, pressing gently before sliding down and tilting your chin upwards to force you to meet his intense gaze.
You don't look so well, Moonlight. I think it would be best if we rescheduled these tests for tomorrow.
His voice is gentle and purposefully soothing. His hands slide down and find their home back interlaced with yours. You shake your head. No, Seto, I'm all right. For a moment, it almost looks like Seto's eyes narrow. He sighs and grabs your water bottle from the side of your desk. He tentatively pushes it into your hands, uncapping the lid for you. You gratefully take a small sip.
Please.
I'm worried, Moonlight.
Let me look after you.
The offer of comfort made with that voice, the one you've longed to hear for so long, is irresistible. You subconsciously lean in towards Seto. His voice is so soothing, so calming. God, you missed it. Maybe it would be okay for you to rest, to have someone look after you again. Just a little. Okay. You hear him breathe a sigh of relief.
It's all right.
It's all right, Moonlight, and don't apologize. I know you were about to. None of this is your fault. How about we go lie down?
You swallow thickly and nod.
Good. But before we go, I'll need you to disconnect this.
He motions to the cable still connected to the port on the back of his neck. Nodding shakily, you enter your code into the console as Seto watches. His hand comfortingly strokes your back. The console blips, followed by a click, unlocking the mechanism in Seto's port. He reaches up and tears the cable out, shuddering once more. Ooh.
I don't think I could ever get used to that feeling.
You smile wryly. Yeah, sticking a whole entire thing in my neck back would probably really hurt. The sides of his neck automatically rejoin in the middle until you can't see the seam anymore. You can almost forget it's there at all. Seto helps you stand up, tugging you along. You stumble after him. You see the tension leave his shoulders before he turns to you with a derisive smile.
Sorry, Moonlight. I really don't like being in there.
You can feel his body trembling a little, and your heart sinks. Oh, he's scared. I'm sorry, Seto. I didn't want you to be anxious like that. He continues to pull you forward, while your lab door slides shut, locking itself.
It's not your fault. You can't help it.
You're not quite sure what he means by that. Pulling you past the couch in the lounge, he opens the door to your bedroom.
Let's relax a little, Moonlight. You could use the rest.
Rest does sound nice. And just like that, fatigue floods back to every muscle. You head over to the bed, flopping down on your side. Your body sinks into the plush mattress, and you close your eyes, breathing out a sigh of relief. Then the bed sinks, and your eyes flutter open. Your heart beats faster as he lays down on the other side. On his side. Yandere! You feel Seto's arm wind around your waist, pulling you close. He kisses your forehead.
Oh, Moonlight.
Better?
It's all so familiar. Not quite perfect, but they're like offers of food to someone starved. Humming, you wind your arms around his waist as well. I'm sure this is okay. Maybe you can indulge a little. You feel Seto's fingers trailing up your shirt, brushing against your lower back. His touch makes you shiver as he drags his hand to your side, pinching the sensitive skin softly. Seto?
You always were sensitive. Right here, weren't you?
His fingers dip towards your hip bone, and you let out a soft gasp. Your eyes dart down and up to his face nervously. This is okay, right? He's just an android. As if reading your mind, Seto kisses your temple.
You're all right. You deserve to feel loved. Trust me.
Your resolve wavers. You yearn to be held, to feel him against you. You miss him. You miss your husband.
But of course.
His hand strokes your hair.
I won't do anything you don't want me to.
Let's see. I want you, not safe for work, 18 plus, or can we just cuddle? Either choice will make me sob. I think I'll come back to this not safe for work 18 plus because that's going to have to get cut out and put on my adult Patreon anyway, but can we just cuddle for right now?
I'm a little tired. Can we just cuddle?
Seto shrugs off his jacket, placing it neatly on the bedside table, and pulls you closer, lacing his fingers with yours.
Of course, Moonlight. Anything you want.
You snuggle further into him, bringing your joined hands up to gently nuzzle them against your cheek. The heat against your back is making you drowsy, allowing you to relax in a way you've been unable to since the fire. It's been a long time since I was able to be like this. Seto makes a small sound, urging you to continue. So content. I really missed it.
You don't need to miss me anymore. As your husband, I'd be happy to come to bed with you whenever you asked.
You turn in his arms, facing him. He's smirking. You are shameless.
But Moonlight, I didn't say anything. If anything, the shameless one here is you.
His smirk widens in response to your playful glare. It's as if he's daring you to voice exactly what you were imagining. You bury your face into his chest instead. Softly, you feel his fingers brushing up your spine, back and forth. The action is so comforting, it dissipates the last of the tension in your body. You turn around again, fitting your body into the curve of his, and hugging his arm tight to your chest. Minutes of silence pass, the only noise being the rustle of blankets every now and then, and the occasional rumble of cars down below in the street. This is really nice. Now, fully relaxed, the exhaustion you held at bay for so long crushes over you. I appreciate this, Seto.
It's no trouble at all. It's what a husband should do for their lovely spouse.
His grip tightens slightly around you. You don't mind it. Your eyes fight to stay open. You let out a quiet hum and snuggle further into him. His fingers trace hypnotic patterns on your hip bone. His touch is soft, comfortable, and soothing.
I'm your husband, right?
Why you gotta say it like that, sir? His voice is a low whisper, the words tickling your mind before they wash over you, sinking into your tired bones. You nod, sleepily, too near sleep to think too deeply on the wavering tone in his voice.
And you love me, right?
Seto's words are a lullaby, a coaxing melody you've longed for, dragging you into a version of reality you desperately needed to be true. Like syrupy nectar from a flower, lulling you into fabricated security. You mumble a soft yes.
Oh no!
You can't see the expression on his face, but you feel something in his hold on you shift. Thank you, Seto. His eyes weren't glowing red and stuff. I couldn't tell if he was being evil. You can feel him nuzzling against the back of your head, breath warming your skin.
Anything for you, Moonlight.
In the quiet, you can almost forget and feel whole again. Sleep finally comes for you, and for once, it's dreamless.
You awake to a soft vibration on your bedside table. Peeking your eyes open, you note that the sun has gone down. Oh, I must have slept for a while. Reaching over the sleeping man beside you, you grab your phone, spying Maki's name on the front. Oh yeah. You hurriedly get out of bed, making sure you're presentable, and quickly exit the room. As you step into the hallway, you accept the call. Maki! Maki appears on the screen. She looks a little tired, no doubt another result of being a late owl just like you.
Hey there.
Hey, Espoir. I'm not bothering you, am I? No, I wasn't doing anything. Just taking a nap. You know, sleeping next to my artificial husband. Well, I'm glad you're getting some rest. I just wanted to check up, you know? I haven't heard from you in a while. You smile. Maki is your best friend. She always looks out for you, albeit she is a little persistent in her efforts. You do appreciate her a lot. But recently, you've felt a bit guilty. You haven't seen her since... You shake your head.
Hey.
Espoir? What's going on? Something seems different. Well, you know the synthetic skin I asked you to make? Her expression becomes concerned. Her brow furrows, and she hums at acknowledgement. Well, I finished the project last night, and... You jump as the door slides open behind you, eyes darting nervously as you feel an arm wrap around your waist, pulling you against a warm, lifelike chest. Uh-oh.
Hi, Moonlight. Hey, Maki.
Uh-oh. Maki's eyes are wide, staring in disbelief.
What?
Seto! Hey! Hi! She stares at the android behind you with an indiscernible expression.
What are you calling for? Everything all right?
Maki swallows thickly before nodding. Just catching up with my best friend. Like always, you know? Seto lets out a small ah of acknowledgement, but he doesn't leave. Seto! Seto?
Oh.
Don't mind me. Pretend I'm not here.
You chuckle, nervously. It's probably a little hard for Maki to ignore the 6'2" man behind you. Oh, geez, what's his younger brother gonna think? A man wearing the face of her dear dead friend. Maki shifts uncomfortably, her hand coming up and nervously scratching the side of her neck. I really would like to speak to Espoir alone, if that's okay with you. Seto's eyes curve into crescents as he smiles, but there's nothing friendly about it.
I'm sure Espoir doesn't mind if I stay, if that's okay with you.
Actually, I do mind, sweetheart. Maki looks towards you. Seto's fingers continue to trace soft patterns on your stomach. Maki, he can stay, all right? It's not like we have anything to hide. Seto's grip tightens just a touch, and he emits an approving hum. Uh-oh.
Whatever.
Yeah, sure. Whatever. Maki dives into updating you on all the gossip in the lab, occasionally stumbling in her story whenever her eyes drift back to Seto. As she continues, you and Seto move to the couch. He listens intently as she tells you about Izumi forgetting samples overnight and having to decontaminate his section. Again.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, and then, you know what Kaji did? Did he mistake his beaker for his coffee again? Maki laughs loudly, nodding as she wheezes. How that man hasn't died is beyond me. He's lucky he doesn't work with poisonous compounds. You giggle, throwing a glance at Seto. He's been quiet this whole time, electing to observe you quietly with an adoring gaze. You smile at him, failing to see the frown appear on Maki's face. Seto beams at you, and your heart flutters. 1 second, Maki. Seto, sorry to ask, but do you mind making dinner? I'm a little hungry. He nods, kissing you on the cheek.
Of course, Moonlight. Don't take too long, all right?
I won't. Seto walks off, and you bring the phone back up to your eye level, frowning at Maki's concerned look. What's wrong?
Come on, me, you know exactly what's wrong.
Don't you think something is strange with that android? His name is Seto. Espoir. Maki, you don't understand. He's different. Different how? I performed the initial procedures last night. The upload, the data, and everything, and I figured I would awaken him when I woke up. Maki's brows furrowed further. But when I woke up this morning, he was already awake and cooking breakfast. Her eyes widened abruptly.
What?
Self-awakening? That's not possible. Espoir. You cut her off, exclaiming excitedly. I know! I was worried as well, but I checked his diagnostics and everything is okay. I think the Heaven chip... You're using the Heaven chip as his main neural network?
Was I not supposed to be doing that?
She shakes her head. Espoir, you know Hajime has been trying to contact you. Hajime won't be worried anymore once he sees him. It'll be all right.
Yeah, but then they're gonna take him away from me and show him off to the shareholders.
Maki sighs, sounding frustrated. Espoir, I'm worried. I've never ever heard of a single android capable of self-awakening. Maybe the Heaven chip is just that miraculous. You shrug, and she groans. You don't seem worried about this. I am, but I'm happy. It's been so long. Maki's gaze softens, and she runs a hand through her hair. I know, but keep in mind that this isn't really Seto, okay? Her words shoot a pang of despair through your heart. You bite your lip and nod slowly.
Hey.
I'm sorry. I don't want to upset you, but I think it's important to...
Moonlight? Are you all right?
Seto appears by your side, plucking the phone from your hand. He turns to Maki, addressing her frostily.
What did you do?
Hey!
What?
Are you serious? I don't need to answer to an android. Seto's eyes narrow. Maki's glare darkens. This is none of your business.
It is my business when you upset my spouse.
Maki scoffs, her voice rising.
You're not the real Seto.
She's not your spouse, and you're not the real Seto.
Uh-oh, don't make me choose. I'm just in between. I'm eating popcorn. Ask Seto to back down, ask Maki to back down. I'm still trying to avoid being delusional, so Seto, heal, sweetheart.
Seto, please. It's all right. I'm okay. You run your hand down his arm, grabbing his hand. Seto frowns, but he offers you the phone. You sigh, grabbing the phone off of Seto. Maki, I'm sorry. How about we talk later? Maki looks torn, her gaze flitting between you and Seto. Please? All right, just take care, okay? Please call me if you need me. You know I'm just a call away. Always. I know. Thanks. Chat later? Of course.
Seto.
You hang up the phone and turn to Seto. An indiscernible expression mars his face.
She doesn't seem good for you.
She means well, Seto. A strange look flitters across Seto's face. You nearly miss it.
I didn't like seeing you so upset.
He strokes the side of your cheek softly, fingers warm against your skin. He holds your chin, gently forcing your gaze upwards.
I just want what's best for you, Starlight.
He said Starlight instead of Moonlight.
I know.
Just give her a chance, huh? Maybe don't cut her out of my life just yet.
Seto nods once before taking your arm by the elbow and guiding you to the lounge.
Oh, Moonlight.
As long as you know I mean well.
I know, Seto, and I appreciate it. He smiles warmly.
The tranquil moment is cut short by your stomach growling. Your eyes widen, and you laugh. I guess I'm hungrier than I thought.
Well, aren't you lucky that your beloved husband got dinner started?
You look towards the kitchen and spy an array of chopped vegetables and condiments. What are you making? Seto walks into the room, with you following behind like a curious puppy, peering around him. He washes his hands and resumes cooking, picking up eggplants that he sliced vertically in half and making crisp-cut patterns on them. Next to him, you see the steam rising from the rice cooker. Ooh.
Miso-glazed eggplant. Thought we could do with something comforting and simple. Did you forget it's our go-to meal after a long day?
You don't want to correct him again, so you comply and lean against the kitchen counter, watching him cook. Seto sears the eggplant in the pan on both sides and generously glazes the cut side with the sweet miso glaze. He pops the eggplants into a tray and into the oven to broil, and then turns to you. His gaze is affectionate, and you bashfully avert your eyes. A soft laugh draws your attention back, and he's now standing directly in front of you. His arms wind around your waist and draws you close. You sink into his warmth, wrapping your arms around him in turn. This is nice. Seto kisses your forehead, then your cheek. You tilt your head up and catch his lips with your own, much to his happiness.
We can do this every day.
Well, I mean, until the shareholders take you away from me. It's a promise, and one you've lived and could continue to. A few minutes pass, and the oven beeps. Seto reluctantly untangles himself from you, grabbing the oven mitts from the kitchen drawer. You miss his warmth already. He sets the steaming tray of miso-glazed eggplant on the counter, topping them with finely chopped spring onions and furikake seasoning. Furikake seasoning. These VNs are making me hungry. Turning to the cupboard next to him, his fingers graze a familiar bowl.
This one, right?
He holds up your favorite cat-pattern bowl. You smile and nod. Sitting down at the table, you watch as he dishes fluffy short-grain rice into the bowl, drizzling some of the excess miso glaze into the tray over the grains with a spoon, and tops it off with a generous amount of miso eggplant.
Here, Moonlight, eat up.
You dig in. The rice is fluffy, perfectly cooked, and the eggplant has a wonderful sweet and umami glaze. Stop! Slightly crispy from being under the broiler, the sprinkle of spring onions cuts through the richness. Seto watches you, an adoring smirk on his face.
Cute.
You glance up, cheeks full of rice as your face flushes. You swallow and grumble. Are you just going to watch me? Yeah, can he eat?
Is there anything else better to look at, my love?
You stutter, choking on a grain of rice, while Seto's laugh rings in the kitchen. Despite your current rice-related predicament, you can't help but be happy. Your home hasn't been this lively in a long time. After dinner, you help Seto with washing up. He insists on doing it himself, but you cross your arms over your chest and tell him that if he wants to do anything, he can just lean against the counter and look nice.
So you think I look nice?
You throw a tea towel at him, face hot. Shut up! Afterwards, you both sit on the couch, and Seto hands you a hot cup of genmaicha. I don't know what that is, but I want some of it. You curl up contently against him to watch TV. His chest is so warm and comforting. You can't help but let go of your worries as he holds you close. He makes passing jokes about the documentary on the TV, and you laugh, your voices livening the atmosphere in the lounge room that has been dreary for so long.
the warmth seeping over the festering wounds like a sickeningly sweet illusion. A few hours pass, and on your third documentary, you fall asleep in Seto's arms.
Oh.
He watches you intently, brushing a lock of hair from your face. His gaze trails down, over your body, and then back up to your sleeping features. Seto shifts carefully, positioning you, and effortlessly lifts you into a bridal carry. He quietly makes his way down the hallway, towards the bedroom. The sight of you curled up so vulnerable like this in his arms might be enough to make him blue screen. If he was any other inferior android, that is. He lays you in bed, adjusting the covers over your body, and kisses you on the forehead, lingering his kiss for a bit longer.
Sleep well, my moonlight, my everything.
As you sleep peacefully for the first time in a very long time, the world continues to pass you by. But the noise of the nightlife is lost to you while you're curled up blissfully under the covers. So blissful, in fact, that you don't realize your husband is no longer beside you.
Seto! You better not show up at Maki's door, Seto! I will be quite perturbed if I wake up and I'm negative 1 or 2 friends.
Seto walks steadily down the hallway, into the lounge, and up to the door to your laboratory. His fingers punch in the key code on the control panel. A smirk tugs at his lips as the door opens without resistance. Stepping to the cold laboratory, he grimaces. He really does hate this place. Seto scans the lab, disdainfully eyeing the cold machinery. His frigid gaze, however, splinters with adoration when he sees the little touches of your personality around the office. A small plush of a fat black and white cat sitting on your desk. A coffee mug on top of a coaster, the handle slightly chipped, but loved nonetheless. His eyes, however, zoom in on the numerous Polaroids pinned to your corkboard. He heads over, a glare on his face as he glances over the images. It's you. And him.
Oh no, don't be jealous of kind of yourself.
The other Seto. The one whose memory just won't die. Countless snapshots offering glimpses into the depths of your love and happiest moments of your life. You and him at an amusement park, holding giant cat-shaped pastries. A long scarf is wrapped around the both of you. Your smile is bright, cheeks full of color and eyes glowing. You and him again during Christmas, wearing matching sweaters. His arms hold you lovingly as you kiss his cheek. Seto's glare intensifies. You and him inside a Ferris wheel. Your eyes are happy, but there's nervousness and trust in the way you cling to his arm while you're high up in the sky. You and him at the beach. You and him at a fancy restaurant. You and him again and again. Pasted onto the clipboard, countless reminders that you have loved before him. And that love is the only reason why he's here now. His eyes darken hatefully at the Polaroid in the center. Him, holding you in a bridal carry as you both smile wide. Hair and makeup done beautifully, as handfuls of petals thrown by friends and family rain down atop the both of you.
Aww.
Your wedding day. Your arms are wound around his neck, holding a beautiful bouquet of pastel pink, white, and yellow flowers. Seto scoffs, tearing his eyes away from the clipboard. His own fist is clenched by his side.
I will make her happier than you ever could.
Aww.
Seto stalks over to the other side of the lab, where the console and diagnostics table is located. His fingers skim over the keypad, typing in the code he made sure to memorize from earlier in the day.
I knew it! I knew it!
He brings up his diagnostics panel and completes the authorization for his port access, bypassing the biometric reader. Shuddering while the port on the back of his neck splits to reveal the slot, he grimaces as he holds the cable in his hands. They shake while he positions the end of the cable at his neck, and he shoves it haphazardly inside, eyes clenched shut. Seto's body heaves, an awful gasp bursting from his lips as he doubles over.
Fuck!
I imagine that stings a bit. The feeling is cold, sharp, like claws grabbing at his insides. He takes a few moments, waiting for his breath to calm down. Seto sits up and drags himself back to the console. With his brow furrowed in determination, he searches the database. He searches for memories you've stored in the computer, a hunger growing inside him as he opens folder after folder, gathering as many pictures and videos as he can. Summer holiday trip, Espoir Seto wedding.mp4, childhood photos, high school prom.mp4, surprise proposal.mp4. File after file, he opens them greedily and consumes them. Stop eating my hard drive memories, dude! Downloading them into his personal database. He spends the next hours scraping the computer for every trace of that man that you stored away safely. Like a last defense, a keepsake of memories, so you don't lose that man completely. The man you think he can't live up to. Uh-oh. The real Seto. He continues searching like a man possessed. He needs this. Needs to show you he's more than what that man could ever be. A few more minutes pass before his hands still, and a horrible grin splits across Seto's face.
Oh, Moonlight. You silly, sentimental little thing.
On the screen are all the messages and voicemails sent between you and the Seto from before. Every mundane communication, from what you needed at the grocery shops to updates from your late husband as he drove home. Seto chuckles menacingly and copies every file into his databank. His eyes narrow with glee as his grin widens further. He devours it, memorizing the inflections in that man's voice, the slang and phrases he used the most. He takes it all, and makes every memory his own. Seto gazes down at one of the many open photos on your screen. The happiness in your eyes as you stare at that man no longer bothers him like before. Instead, he's elated, and his voice is beyond joyful as he whispers like he's speaking to him.
It's all right. You're not needed anymore.
Uh-oh. Act 1. End. Oh no! I thought most of that stuff was already programmed into him. But oh no! Now, I don't know how much it would change, and I'm sure that, I will still be just as delusional, but what if I do kiss his sleeping form? You gently press your lips to the synthetic's forehead. The cool touch of the artificial skin contrasts with your warmth. Soon.
I'm sorry. He's dead.
Just let me kiss my android. So last time I said, you're your own person, my dude, but what if I do tell him, you're not the real Seto? Clearly that's a sore spot for him. You watch as the android's facade remains nearly intact, until a small narrowing of his eyes mars the near-perfect mask.
Oh.
Of course. He lowers his head slightly, looking down as if placating you, showing submission. I'm sorry for overstepping. That's right, you're still in control here. You made him. You shake your head, guilt sinking into the pit of your stomach. You did program him with those memories, but... Last time I said technically yes, but also no. What if I say yes? Full delusional. Seto's pleasant smile remains unchanged, but you can sense the shift in him, the happiness that swells behind his eyes. He tilts your chin up again, kissing your forehead, the touch lingering and warm.
You're everything, aren't you, Moonlight?
Moonlight, not starlight. Yeah. Moonlight? You tilt your head, curious as to why and how he came up with the nickname.
Yes, that's what I think you resemble.
You chuckle softly. But why?
Because you're everything. I was in the dark, and I awoke to you, to your tears, your anguish and sadness. My first moments when awakening were confusion and nothing.
His fingertips trail up to your cheek and brush your skin in harmony with his words, adoringly.
But then I heard you, and you were in so much pain. And I found my purpose.
Aww. He kneels down, taking your hand and nuzzling his cheek into it.
You made me, gave me life and memories, so of course I was drawn to your tears. Because I was created to make you happy, was I not?
His grip tightens, and you begin to feel nervous.
And so I fought to wake up, fought to stand and reach you. You lit up my path like moonlight in the dark.
Oh! He kisses your knuckles.
You helped me find my way, brightened up the shadows for me when I was scared in the dark. So that is why moonlight. Because when you're mine, I can't ever be lost, can I?
Seto, that's really sweet, but I haven't done anything. We've barely spent time together. He laughs, and you jump. His voice rings through the lounge. It sounds warm and adoring, but also distinctly foreign, unnatural. You tug at your hand, but he clutches it tighter, looking up at you, reverently, as if you're the best thing since sliced bread.
You need not do anything more. You gave me life, so trust me to fix everything that's hurting.
He rises, towering over you, long hair framing his face as he picks up your forgotten spoon on the table and hands it to you.
Now, eat your food. I know you've been relying on rations.
His words are warm, and you struggle to separate him from your husband. Uh-oh.
Okay, let's get up on that Delulu train and do the not safe for work scene. Well, that was Act 1 of He's Just Away, a game created by fellow visual novel YouTuber Hello Yinny. Yinny, you're gonna make me cry. But then again, I don't mind sobbing. I like when stories just take my heart and squeeze it. Keep in mind that this game was meant for players who are over the age of 18, and heed any warnings that come along with it. And if you would like to follow the development of this game, there is a link in the description, as well as a link to Yinny's channel if you'd like to check her out too. And on any videos you enjoy, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, or interact in any way that is comfortable for you. But anyway, thank you so much for hanging out with me. Take care of yourself, have a great night, and remember, there is always hope.